functions of internet service providers. 1. They provide access to the internet. Now, this is the primary function of an internet service provider. Connecting directly to the internet would require owning and managing the infrastructure and technology necessary for an internet connection, which is not feasible for the average user due to the high cost, complexity, and expertise required. For a monthly fee, internet service providers will provide and maintain this infrastructure and technology. Internet service providers offer different connection speeds to cater for the diverse needs of society. The connection speed and cost of the internet service provider service are determined by the type of connection that is available. Some of the connection types include 1. Dial-up, 2. DSL, 3. Cable, 4. Wireless, and 5. Fiber optic. Your location may restrict your choice of internet service providers access. For example, despite significant advancement in telecommunication technology, there are still many regions in the world where geographical challenges and the high cost of infrastructure development make it difficult for service providers to offer broadband or wireless services. In these areas, dial-up internet connection, even though it is slow and now considered old technology, becomes the only feasible option for connecting to the digital world. That is quite a misfortune on their part. Now, let's go to the second one. Email services. Many internet service providers provide an email account with a unique address linked to your internet service account. Figure 3.13 below shows the benefits of MTN email service advertised with the MTN email service as of April 2024. With my MTN mail email service, you can have your very own My MTN mail address and also benefit from the following features. 1. SMS notification. 2. Access to your email via the web. 3. 2 gig of email storage space. 3. Built-in calendar and contact list. 4. Built-in spam and virus checking. 5. Up to 4 additional email aliases. 3. Every website is typically made of many files, including images, videos, audio, text, and code that are stored on special computers called web servers. Again, I explain web servers as storage, if you could remember, and then the computers or what you use to access this storage as the client. Alright, so the web server is the client or is the servicer to the client. Let's put it that way. Alright, so let's continue. So web hosting is a service that maintains, configures, and runs physical servers to store files that constitute your website and make it accessible on the internet. Web hosting services also provide additional support such as security and website backup. Website hosting fees can vary from one internet service provider to another, from free, though often limited, space to charges based upon the size and functionality desired on the website. Then 4. Proxy server. What is a proxy server? It is a server or a host computer that sits between you, the client computer, and the rest of the internet, acting as a proxy or intermediary for your traffic. It is also known as application level gateway. This figure shows a proxy server. As you can see, we have the desktop, and then we have the proxy server, the internet, and then the web server. So the proxy server is acting as an intermediary between the client and the internet or web server. For example, consider a situation where you want to search for something on Amazon. Without a proxy server, your computer would make a data request directly to Amazon servers, which would send the data back to your computer. When connecting via a proxy server, that request is passed through an external server and sent to Amazon. From there, the requested information is sent back through the proxy and finally to your computer. Your IP is replaced or concealed with the proxy server's IP, making every online system think as though you are connecting from the proxy server, not your computer. In other words, the proxy server makes it appear to every online system as if you are accessing the internet directly from it rather than your computer or device. There are many reasons why a proxy server is used. Now, two of these popular reasons include: 1. Enhancement of privacy in a network, and 2. Ensuring of anonymity while browsing the internet. Technical support. The internet service provider's technical support staff, which is the human or chatbots, are responsible for troubleshooting of customer problems. When we say troubleshooting, is diagnosing and solving a problem, diagnosing of faults related to internet access, and resolution of issues over the phone. When you sign up with an internet service provider, they usually send you a modem and a router. Nowadays, usually a modem router combo. They usually replace this equipment at no extra cost if it stops working. A modem is an essential piece of hardware that allows internet-enabled devices to connect to the internet. It works by converting signals from analog in a telephone line into a digital form that your computer can understand, and vice versa. That is, convert digital signal from computer to analog for transmission. A router allows you to connect multiple devices. You can connect your laptop, your desktop, your smart TV, your printer, and a whole lot, directly or through a switch or hub to your home or office internet. A router also acts as a bridge to allow the devices interconnected, whether wirelessly or wired, on the local networks to communicate with one another or each other. Now let's go into more details about internet service providers. Here we look at, or we tackle, some additional information about internet service providers and how we go about them. So 1. Connecting users to the internet. When you subscribe to an internet service provider, you can establish a link between your devices such as computers, smartphones or tablets and the internet. Internet service facilitates this connection by providing access through various technologies, including broadband, that is high-speed connections via cable modems, fiber optic lines or DSL, or wireless, that is utilizing cellular networks or Wi-Fi. And we have the dial-up, that is using the public telephone network to provide last mile connections. The maximum amount of data transmitted over an internet connection in a given amount of time is known as bandwidth. This varies depending on the type of internet connection. Data transmission. Once connected, internet service providers act as intermediaries between end users and the internet. When you send a request to access a website, download content, or perform any online activity, your internet service provider is responsible for transmitting that request to the relevant service. Similarly, when data such as web pages, emails, or files is sent in return for your request, the internet service provider delivers it to you. Now, what are some of the services provided by internet service providers? Let's go. 1. Internet access. That's the primary service of an internet service provider, to connect you to the internet. 2. Allow network traffic to cross or transit network of computers. This is what we call internet transit. So they connect smaller internet service providers to the larger internet or the internet backbone, which allows data to flow globally. 3. Domain name registration. They manage domain names, example www.successcenter.com for websites. Web hosting. They lease out computing capacity or resources to host websites. Colocation. Provide physical space for servers in data centers. Data storage allows storage of files and documents on internet service providers servers remotely. Then we have the offsite backup. They offer capability to backup data on the servers of an internet service provider for system recovery purposes. Note that the list above is not exhaustive. You can read from the internet or other sources for more on the services or functions of internet service providers. Now let's shift our attention to the historical context of internet service providers. So the internet, originally called ARPANET, began as a network between government research labs and universities. Then ARPANET is a derivative of the name of the agency that pioneered the design and construction of the internet. The agency was called Advanced Research Projects Agency, or ARPA. In the late 1980s, commercial use of the internet started and internet service providers emerged. Dial-up internet service providers were common initially, but cable TV companies and telephone carriers later emerged and offered faster broadband connections. In 1989, the first commercial internet service provider was founded. It was called The World, a slow dial-up. Since then, the number of commercial internet service providers has increased exponentially. 5. Net neutrality. Net neutrality is the principle that internet service providers should enable access to all content and applications regardless of the source and without favoring or blocking particular products or websites. Municipal broadband, that is broadband provided by public entities instead of private companies, has been suggested as a solution to net neutrality issues. What are some of the conclusions, or how do we conclude this? What's the synopsis, the summary of all that we've done here? As shown in this figure, internet service providers provide the infrastructure and technology outside homes and buildings that will enable its customers to access the internet. Within the home, a modem and router are required for internet access, and an internet service provider will usually supply its customers with the equipment. The internet service provider also maintains the infrastructure and deals with customer queries and problems. Other functions of the internet service providers include providing email, web hosting services, and a proxy server. Without internet service providers, you would be unable to connect to the internet. These companies therefore make it possible for their customers to surf the web, shop online, conduct business, do research, and connect with family and friends at a fee. This activity is going to test your knowledge gained so far regarding what an internet service provider is, the function, and other related aspects. You conduct research and develop a business plan for your own internet service provider firm, taking into consideration the following parameters. So 1, what are the services you want to offer? What are your target customers? The types of service, the type of transmission media and connection method, security features, ethical considerations, location, pricing plan. Share your plan with your teacher. In case you are lost and you need more clarification, kindly read from the internet. Okay, thank you. I'll see you in the next session.